Well, gang, if you would have asked me a year ago if I would be reviewing a wallet at this point in time, my answer would have been absolutely not. And I would have been absolutely wrong. Welcome back to Woodcraft, gang. Thank you very much for being here. My name is Joe, as most of you know, and I have, like I said, a wallet to show off to you today. Definitely something different to the channel, but I definitely think it adds something to the mix here. I want to take a second and tell you guys about the Kickstarter that's going on that Firebox Stoves is putting on for this wallet. It is already funded many times over, exponentially many times over. And there's still about 25 days left in that Kickstarter, if that gives you any idea about the viability of this wallet itself. But as it has been so popular, I do believe all the doorbusters are actually gone. If there are any left, they are very few and going fast. But if you guys have been interested in a Firebox stove, now's the time to jump on it. Prices have been slashed, so to speak. I'm not trying to be a salesman, but I know several people have told me in the past that they really want to get a Firebox, but they just couldn't afford it. Well, if you can't afford it, now's the time to try. One thing I wondered about when I saw this demo before, it's been demoed so far with all brand new money, which, you know, I wish I had a lot of brand new money. Unfortunately, I don't. I typically just use my debit card. But I've got about 5-6 ones here. They're old and used. How easy is it to just get it back in there? And it's simple. It just follows the flap. Steve picked a really good name for this because everything about this wallet is easy. It is simple. It's a nice minimalist wallet. Get you a close up here. It's got nice firm stitching. Stretch on that a little bit. As you can see, doesn't really even pull apart there. It is simple to get into, simple to work your way through. As I said, I mostly work off of cards. Just to give you a quick rundown of what's in here, I do have a debit card, which I'm not going to show you. I do have my driver's license, which I'm not going to show you. I do have my concealed carry permit, which also I'm not going to show you. And I do have one emergency credit card right there, which I'm also not going to show you. But beyond that, what we have in here, which it easily contains, and I'll show you how you're supposed to rifle through it in a minute, but I want you guys to have an idea of what all I have contained in here. You know, O'Reilly Auto Parts, some grocery store, you know, their coupon or whatever, their participation levels or whatnot. Whoops, gonna have to buzz that one out. So between insurance cards and grocery store cards, I've got 6 different cards there, along with the 4 that I previously mentioned. So there's 10 regular cards there. I also carry, which you guys have seen this in my EDC video, which this is the thickness of probably 3 cards right here. It's a small EDC lockpick set, and also a thick stainless steel. This is called the Sparrow's Hall Pass. It's basically just for bypassing lower security doors, but you know, it's probably twice as thick, if not a little bit more, than a regular credit card. So you combine all these together, you're looking at about almost probably 17, 18, maybe even 20 different cards, and it fits just fine. Plenty of wiggle room left over. So if you really wanted to max this out and pimp it out with some EDC, that would really work well. If you were unlike me and work with more cash, it would work well for that too. Steven came up with the idea of keeping the receipts in the back. Personally, I prefer them separated by the cash and this Sparrow's Hall Pass, just for easier access to them. But you know, that's totally up to you. And then in the back, I keep discount coupons. That's just how I've been keeping it together. But as the name indicates, the whole idea is easy money or easy access, easy to rifle through, which it really is. You open it up, and I've just been holding it with my offhand finger, and I can roll through the cash and get what I need to if I'm using cash, or I can just flip through the cards and find the one that I need to use. It is simple. There's nothing complex about this wallet whatsoever. That is one of the main selling points in my opinion. It is simple, it is easy, it is comfortable, and it is durable. And when you're done, it just easily tucks right back down in there. And it does. It honestly works very well for both rear and front pocket carry, which granted, keep in mind, I have a bunch of stuff in my pocket, but once it's down in my pocket, I don't really even notice it. It comes out easy as well. Steve did mention that if it gets scratched up from keys or your pocket knife or something like that, just to take some ink oil and rub it in and those scratches will go away. That has been my experience as well. As you can see with just me rubbing it, the oils off of my fingers are making the scratch marks go away as well. Another thing that I do like about this is you can use it for a strop. Personally, I wouldn't use this for a strop unless I absolutely had to, just because it will change the grain of the leather and eventually stiffen up this flap, and I don't want to do that. But if I was in a situation where I had to put an edge back on my knife and this was the only option available to me and a lot of time to do it, this would work well for a strop in my opinion. Guys that have been around for a while or that know me on Facebook know that I'm a huge fan of Firebox stoves. Some might even go so far as to say that Joe is a fanboy of Firebox stoves. That's not exactly true. Joe is just a fanboy of what works, and it just so happens that everything that Steve Despain and Firebox stoves puts out, it is absolutely fantastic, rock solid, and it works. Firebox stoves, as you know, puts out a couple different model stoves. They are both awesome. They both hang with the best of the best in the industry, in my opinion. I love both of them. I own many of them, and I use them all the time. They are some of my personal favorite stoves. As I'm sure you guys have picked up on, this wallet is excellent. Best wallet I have ever used in my life. I have had a love-hate relationship with my wallet since I first started carrying one when I was a kid. It was always just like sitting on a brick. You sit in one place too long and that side of my rear would start to hurt, and it was just uncomfortable. And as I got older, it just became a part of life. I had to get used to it. This has changed how I looked at wallets. It is no longer uncomfortable. It is easier to get into. I can still carry everything that I carried before, even to the EDC, you know, survival type gear that I have carried in my wallet for a long time. And it is a more compact carry. Because it is nice soft grain leather, it is a smaller package, it's not nearly as uncomfortable. I have used it, as I mentioned before, both in front pocket for about a week and in rear pocket for about a week, and it works fantastically both ways. Steve, thank you very much for sending this out for me to try and show off to folks. I do appreciate that very much. Guys, all the relevant links will be in the description. I highly recommend this. I also highly recommend all of Firebox Stove's products. I use them not on a daily basis, but pretty close. It is gear that me and my family depend upon all the time. With that being said, I will bid you my adieu. Thank you very much for being here today. Please do me a favor, mash that thumbs up button for me. If you haven't done so yet, make use of that subscribe button. And as always, guys, hit that comment section up and let's talk about this wallet or anything else you'd like to talk about. Thanks again for being here. I will see you next time. Hope you guys have a great day.